All right, going to go ahead and make this video for the beginning wholesalers here, hopefully spanning outside of the Metro Detroit area. My name is Dean Gazowski. I'm one of the partners over at 3D Property Solutions, and today, literally, I've yielded 3 phone calls from new investors, okay? New wholesalers, rather, I should say. Asking a couple questions. They're like, well, you know, I'm watching YouTube videos and I'm trying to figure out how, you know, they're coming at me with values just that aren't, you know, reasonable, okay? So what I want to make this video for is to specifically run down quickly how we over at 3D will run a large scale offer situation. You know, if we're blasting out 200 offers in a month, we're going to show you how we do that here, and I'm going to do this fairly quickly. So first and foremost, you're going to have to find a property. You got to find a property, okay? You're going to do that through a lead source, you know, a list. Like maybe you can go to PropStream. PropStream's like $100 a month. You know, a lot of the gurus out there, they're teaching like, oh, you can go ahead right to Zillow and stuff like that. But you understand that that's the lowest hanging fruit, and it's going to get picked first, and it's also going to get irritated first. And like so if I'm listed for sale by owner on Zillow, that means I'm getting phone calls from the real estate agents that are trying to list the property, and I'm also getting phone calls from the wholesalers. I'm not saying not to do it. I'm just saying if that's your only trick in the bag, you're going to be frustrated real fast because everybody else is after that stuff, okay? Find other creative ways to come up with leads. Maybe you want to spend a little bit of money on bandit signs. Take a look at doing bandit signs, okay? Those are the signs that are like on the side of the road. We buy houses cash, okay? And it's going to take a little bit of upfront investment, right? Particularly what I pay, geez, I pay $400 for 100 signs, and that's double-sided, and there's 2 colors in those, okay? So upfront investment for 100 signs, $4 a sign. I put them out all over the city. I get phone calls. My phone rings. Then I got to filter the leads, okay? That's one source, one way you can go ahead and find those deals. Second, you want to go to PropStream. PropStream, you can create a list of absentee owns. Again, that's the low-hanging fruit. That's like, you know, absentee owners, landlords, tired landlords. Maybe you can find somebody like that. You can search high equity. You can find people that you know, have owned for a certain period of time. I mean, there's a lot of different tools on there in PropStream that you can go ahead and search with, okay? There's that. And then there's networking, a lot of it networking. So here's at its core, you need to find a list, and you got to work that list. You got to get in touch with the people. You got to ask the question, are you looking to sell? Then it's a matter of valuing the property. So once you have an address, you can then run what's called the algorithm approach. That's what we use rather than, and this is a quick way to do it, okay? Me as a real estate agent, licensed real estate agent, I'll just run comps, okay? That's what I do because I'm fast with it. But my team, not everybody's licensed. So what we'll go ahead and do is we'll just run the algorithm approach, okay? Now, don't hate on me because I'm going to bring up the name Zillow, okay? Zillow's kind of hit and miss with their algorithm, but it's a number, okay? Take a number from Zillow. Don't compare Zillow and Trulia in the same, you know, stretch of what I'm telling you, because they're the same company. They, at least every time I've looked at the same property on Zillow and Trulia, it's been the same value, okay? So what I'll do is I'll take Zillow, I'll take Redfin, and I'll take Realtor.com. Typically, I'm going to get 3 numbers. I'm going to take those 3 numbers, I'm going to add them up, and then I'm going to divide by 3. That's my general number, and that usually gets us pretty close, within, you know, 10-15% of what the property is actually going to comp out for, okay? So now, depending on the community, you're going to take those numbers, you divide it in half if you're going after the city of Detroit, you know, 50 to 60% of that algorithm method, okay? So if it's a $100,000 algorithm method, $50,000 to $60,000, okay? Now this does not include whatever repairs might need to be done. So I mean, it's a completely different script that we'd run through, but you know, I would just give you a glimpse into that. When you're having a conversation with the homeowner, okay, Mr. Seller, what do you think the house is worth? Okay, well, I think it's worth, you know, $80,000. Okay, okay, what type of repairs does it need? You know, tell me a little bit about the house. You know, gather your list, gather the list of repairs, gather the age of the roof, gather the age of the furnace, how many bedrooms, baths, you know, to have a basement, garage, you know, like over and over and over. You got to get really, really good at this stuff, okay? So you ask the questions, you're performing the interview with the seller, and you work them on price, okay? All right, so you're looking at $70,000, Mr. Seller. Okay, is that the best you can do on price? If we bought it as is cash, is that the best you could do on price? You know, and you don't know what the answer is, right? But also the repairs. Are there repairs that need to be done? Okay, well, Mr. Seller, what's a roof cost? You know, typically, you know, 1,000 square foot ranch, I mean, you're going to be between $5,000 and $6,000 to replace that roof. Okay. Do you know how much a roof costs, Mr. Seller? Okay. Now that value, you just said, hey, 70,000. Now, knowing that the house needs a roof, because through your interview process, you're asking them, you know, like, what type of repairs does the house need? Well, the house needs a roof. Okay. And you say it's worth about $70,000. Okay, is that taking into consideration the fact that the house needs a roof? Well, yes or no. I mean, and then that's when you got to be really good on the phone, and you got to just know how to talk to these people, and you work them through. You know, every once in a while you'll have a really, really easy conversation, but sometimes you're also going to have to work for it, and that's where you're spending time in the phones, and it's not an easy gig. Like cold calling it's tough. So maybe you want to look at sending some text messages and maybe some direct mail, but understand that the phone, if you're really, really good at it, you can become very effective. But also, you know, if you're looking for a little bit more of a passive way to produce leads, you know, it's going to cost you money. You know, whether it's a bandit sign campaign where you're putting them out all throughout the city, or if you're sending out mail, you know, to the tune of 50 cents a piece. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it in this world of investing, but, you know, I've been a licensed agent for going on 11 years now. Flipped my first house in 2012, I believe. Bought my first cash flow property in 2011. Okay. You know, over at 3D Property Solutions, we've been here for going on 4 years now. My partner Don and I, we've got a fairly large list of buyers. Okay, we've got buyers that are still actively purchasing houses all over the place. Okay, you know, we just closed on a deal today that it's a pretty big wholesale. Okay, the market is still hot, and what you need to know is that the market is also flattening in some regards, especially on the retail end. So some of those retail sellers rather are a little bit more willing to unload properties at a bit more of a discount, and you just need to be aware of that. So find ways to reach those sellers. Talk with your real estate agents. You know, and just, you know, find ways, okay, network, okay? If I can ever do anything for you, you know, please reach out to me, okay? Send me your deals. But I say this with love, don't waste my time, okay? If you have questions and you're going to apply the answers that I give you, perfect. I want you to call me, because we are producing, you know, good quality leads over here at 3D Property Solutions, and there's plenty of this to go around with folks. So, plus we're buyers. I want you to bring in us good quality deals so we can make money, you can make money, and everybody's happy. So, again, my name is Dean Gazowski. I'm with 3D Property Solutions. My direct line over here is 248-940-1099. That's my line to the office. And, you know, if you need help valuing properties, I'm more than willing to talk with you a little bit about that stuff. And you can use us as your resource, your go-to resource for the community to move properties. Also, a couple different things that we're going to do here. Real estate masterminds, okay? We do those on a monthly basis, okay? Those are for the players that are really doing things in the business, All right, that's held in Novi, usually on a Wednesday evening about 6:30. Okay. Also, there's the Michigan Real Estate Investors. Okay, that RIA, there is what we call it. It's over in Troy, that meets on the third Thursday of the month, except for, geez, in December. They don't do it on December, but every other, month of the year they do. And an annual membership there is a couple $100. It's well worth it because of the training and everything else and the classes that they'll sometimes offer over at the, on the Saturdays. That they typically bring in special guest speakers to train on a particular topic. I happen to be one of the coaches over there. All right. So, we teach wholesaling, we teach house flipping, we teach, finding deals and figuring out what to do with them. Okay. So yeah, I don't want to ramble too much about this stuff, but at its core, if you have something real estate related that you need insight on, feel free to use us as a resource, okay? This is going to be some of that evergreen content that we have up on YouTube, and you can reach out to us and find us here, or on Facebook, Dean Gazowski, or you can just find us online. Check out our website, dddhomebuyers.com.